The federal court has given Vodafone and TPG the green light to merge, despite concerns from the ACCC. It will reduce market competition.
Consumers may still benefit from the union, the 5G network sure to expand even faster. And now we are joined by editor of Tech Guide, Stephen Fenech, who's just come back from San Francisco. We'll talk about that shortly. But yes, let's have a look at this scenario because it's going to be good for consumers. It
is, yeah. Now, this is a $15 billion merger we're talking about here. So Vodafone and TPG wanted to get together a couple of years ago, but then the court action that we saw, that was actually initiated by the ACCC, who were fearful that it would sort of reduce competition in the country, where that was overturned earlier this week by the federal court. What it's going to do, I think, is going to increase the competition. It's going to the union of Vodafone and TPG. That entity is going to be a big enough company to really keep Telstra and Optus honest. It's going to create a lot of opportunities, I think, for customers. I think the competition is going to make them want to attract customers with better deals, better service, better networks. So now I think it's a really positive move for the whole industry in general.
And you've just been in Frisco?
I have, yeah. Well, that was for the Samsung launch. Duro will be here tomorrow to talk about some of the devices. But I think the key takeout for me from the announcement was that Samsung, all of their new phones, the S20, are all 5G devices, and that's a real positive sign that 5G is really going to move along in 2020. The Vodafone-TPG merger is also going to power that through, because Vodafone's hands were shackled during this court proceedings. They couldn't really move on with their 5G rollout because of these court proceedings. But now that's done and dusted, they can really get moving now and roll out a 5G network. And in that period, unfortunately for them, Telstra and Optus had the head start, and also too, Vodafone were going to do a deal with Huawei to help create their 5G network. Then they got banned as well. So it's really going to move along. 5G, 2020 is going to be the year of 5G. There's going to be a lot more devices that are 5G compatible, including the iPhone later this year.
Yeah, it sounds really good. But is it actually open to an appeal?
It is, yeah. That the ACCC has 28 days to appeal the decision, and we don't know whether they will or not. They've already lost one. They've already lost one court action in the federal court. Cost a lot of money to appeal. These are the taxpayer dollars they're using there. So unsure whether they will, but they do have 28 days to appeal the decision.
The whole Huawei 5G thing, it's getting some headlines, isn't it?
It is,
Donald
yeah,
Trump
absolutely.
hanging up the phone on Boris Johnson.
I knew that was going to cause tension between the US, because the UK now is allowing 5G to take part. But I knew that would cause tension. But good on the UK for standing up. I think the Australian decision, Malcolm Turnbull, I think there was a lot of pressure from the US to keep Huawei out of the loop here, and Malcolm Turnbull sort of bowed to the US's wishes there. But no, look, it's 5G. I think Vodafone has done a deal with Nokia that they're building their network. Telstra with Ericsson. I think Optus are doing with Nokia and other companies. So there's going to be a lot more talk about 5G this year, as well as a lot more devices, including the S20s from Samsung that the Duro will talk about tomorrow.
Because it's been about 3 decades since the market opened, hasn't it? It's been extraordinary. But we've seen these types of competitors come through before, but then much not happen.
Yeah, exactly. Now, well, Vodafone's always been obviously the third telco, but TPG though they are the second biggest broadband company behind Telstra. So they've got some. So you've got to remember, this merger is not only going to be about mobile, but it's also going to be about NBN and broadband coverage too. So it is quite a significant merger that they're talking about here. So it's not just about the cellular network; it's also about connecting people at home as well.
And TPG have been very aggressive in the advertising space.
They have, yeah.
They spend a lot.
They do, yeah.
They're exposed, aren't they?
They do. Well, in fact, TPG in 2017, their initial announcement was they were going to build their own mobile network. They were going to build their own, separate to Vodafone, Telstra and Optus. They wanted to build their own 4G network. But then Vodafone came along and said, listen, we're best working, let's join forces and work together. We've already got a network, let's make it better and bigger. And that's why the merger happened.
Talking about coronavirus now, that's going to play a huge effect. Well, it is going to play a massive effect in the Barcelona show because
it's been cancelled. Yeah, that's right. Duro and I were both due to fly out later this week, or next week, sorry, Thursday. And we were told the other day, we heard the news that the show's been cancelled. So a lot of the companies that were going to attend the show are also there's nothing to show here now. There's no show to display their devices. But what a lot of companies do is is they often have events before Mobile World Congress. They have press conferences and launch events. And some companies, I think Huawei is one, where they haven't actually cancelled their pre-show events. Oppo, the company that I was going to be hosted by over there, they said they're going to postpone their launch till March. Don't know where it's going to be, don't know when it's going to be, but they're not going to Barcelona. So it is significant that it's been cancelled, because there's a lot of companies that use this platform to announce their products. But it's also where retailers and carriers also come to and see these devices, touch and feel the devices, and those decisions now are going to be delayed possibly for months. So the devices that we thought we're going to see in March or April may be now delayed till the middle of the year before we see them. And there's effects on the supply chain. We spoke weeks ago about how Apple's been affected, the factories being affected, supply chains being affected. So I think the knock-on effect of this is going to be that the devices we're expecting in a couple of months may not appear till the middle of the year.
On a much lighter note, I don't think it's going to affect either you or Duro and your frequent flyer status.
No, it's not. No, I'm still platinum. Yeah, I'll still be Qantas platinum.
Platinum 1.
I'll be platinum for a while, yeah.
Good to see you, Steve.
Good to be here. Thanks, mate.
Thanks.